Hi, my name is Lynn and I'm a guest for this Cranking Out Crafts video. Today I'm going to show you how to make these beaded spiders. This is a really fun project that you can do just in time for Halloween. And let's start off. So we sell these strands of beads. There are multiple different beads by Jesse James, and the sizes are just great to make the body and the head for the spiders. We're going to also need some other beads anywhere from 3 through 4 millimeter in size. We're going to be using some bugle beads. These are Miyuki's to get the little legs going, as well as some size 11 seed beads. In addition, you can also put in some bead caps to give it a little extra oomph if you want. And this is a great way to just use up a lot of your orphan beads and to just have fun. And it's actually really very simple. So first I'm going to cut apart our Jesse James strand, and I'm going to pick this for the body and I think that for the head. And you can work any size. Now I'm going to take some 20 gauge wire. You don't really need any kind of special wire, just certain gauges, so craft wire is fine. I'm going to take about 6 inches of the 20 gauge, and I'm going to use round nose pliers. I'm going to pinch the end, and I'm going to do an overlapping coil. This is something that's very simple. Now I'm going to first put on a bead cap, then my head, and then the body. I'm going to make this one really basic, really simple. I'm going to cut down about 1 inch or 1.5 inches away from the end, and then I'm going to make a coil over that area, and I'm going to stop so that I have a slight gap between the head and the body. Okay, now I'm going to take some 24 gauge wire. It's a lot thinner. You can go a little bit thicker, like maybe 22, but do not go thinner than 24. 24 is a really great size because it'll get through a lot of these smaller beads and it'll hold the shape. 26 is a little bit too thin in that it's not going to hold the shape as well for the legs. We want something that's going to be able to position and stay true. So I'm going to take about 8 inches and I'm going to cut 4 pieces to that size. So I have the 4 strands of 24 gauge wire, and I'm just going to use my fingers to kind of straighten it out a bit. I'm going to estimate where the center is, and I'm going to make a slight bend while holding them all together. Now I'm going to nestle that bend right in between that gap I made between the head and the body, and then I'm going to twist and pull to secure what will be my legs right between the two. Now I can twist it one more time just to make sure it's nice and sturdy. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and kind of tighten up that gap a little bit more. Just to make everything nice and tight. Okay, so these are going to be my spider legs. So we're just going to fan them apart, just like so. And now we're going to start to string on the other beads. So I'm going to start off first with some size 11 seed beads. We're also going to be using these bugle beads, which are slightly longer. I have some 4mm rounds. I have some 3mm glass beads, as well as 4mm bicones. So just a variety of different shapes and sizes in the coordinating colors of my body and head. Because the legs start off close together and slowly fan out, we're going to fill up the first portion of the legs with some of these seed beads. So I'm going to be stringing on 4 or 5 seed beads, about 5mm worth of coverage, and it's going to be pressing in. This will allow a nice dash of color after it starts to fan out to the rest of the legs. Now I'm going to slip on a 3mm bead. Oops. A bicone, another 3mm bead, and then I'm going to start on the bugles. So a lot of this is going to be a repetition of pattern. So bugle, 3mm bead, bicone, 3mm bead, and a bugle. After the bugle, a little bit of color, so the size 11 seed bead, the 4mm round, and then another seed bead for color. We're going to do a bugle, 3mm bead, a bicone, 3mm bead, another bugle, and then we're going to do a seed bead and then a round, and then maybe one more seed bead just for a little bit more color. So as you can see, it really matches up with what I'm making. Now you can go with coordinating colors, or you can go with contrary colors, contrasting, just to give it that extra pop. So I am going to trim down this leg so that I have about 1 inch of naked wire. And then I'm going to make a simple coil, again using my round nose pliers. I'm going to grip the end and I'm going to roll it so that I coil up the wire, trying to keep my coils right next to each other. This is a real simple technique, coiling it so that it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to repeat for the other legs. Now I'm actually going to make the two center legs a little bit longer, so I'm just going to increase with the bugles to make it a little bit longer. It gets a more gives a more dramatic effect and result. So once again, this is a really fun project, great for Halloween. We're going to have a free worksheet and we'll have the link for that